Let me go and get my YouTube up and going so I can look at you guys' comments. Oh, I didn't check to see if the right picture came across. We'll see if it has the right title shot or not. Hold on a second. Load, load, load. It takes so long for these things to load. Hey, it did the cool, the right title shot. Cool.
For all your grocery needs, check out your local Amazon Fresh grocery store or shop
Hey, Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. All right, so, wow, I left all these out. Look at all these staffs I have. I didn't realize I had all these things sitting on my desk. All right, so, hey, Steel Cookie, thanks for being here. Let me put these on the floor for now. I'll pick them up later. So, as you guys know, I was working on this figure right here, and his head's loose, so I purposely took it off to do some stuff. Anyway, I noticed his legs were loose, and I was getting ready to put him away. And I started looking at him, and I just do not like the way this fits on his head. It just looks kind of weird. Just not really happy with it. And so, it just looks more like a Cobra thing than it does a Hordak thing. Like he's a snake man instead of a Horde guy. So I know in the past when I've done this figure, here's an example of one that I've done similar. And you can see that his skull head fits better inside that hood. And the reason is because I actually sanded out the inside of the hood to make his head fit in there deeper. And so I'm thinking maybe I should do the same with the red helmet. And at first I didn't want to alter it because I didn't want to mess up a good helmet like this, because once you alter it, it's pretty much stuck for that one character. But I'm thinking I'm going to alter this to make it fit. Then I start thinking, you know, there are other ways around this. I could use one of these hoods right here and then stick this hood on him and paint the hood black. That might be kind of cool. I know I didn't pop this on the way because it's a hard head to get on there and off, so I have to heat it up each time. But you can kind of see that might not be too bad. Giving him the hood look. Actually, I do kind of like that. And the other thought I was thinking, you know what? Being he's supposed to be the apprentice, he'd probably be Skeletor at the time. So maybe I just go with a Skeletor head. Actually, I wonder if the hood fits on top of the Skeletor head. Nope, his hair gets in the way. That'd have been cool if you could have put the hood on top of Skeletor. I guess you kind of can, but not exactly. Anyway, now I know that I was going to use Roland's head one time to make a Skeletor, to make a Caucasian Skeletor instead of a blue Skeletor, and actually that looks pretty good too. I mean, that actually looks really good just like that. Holy cow. So let's go ahead and talk about this with the heads. Before we do though, I noticed when I was ready to put him away that his legs are really loose, especially this one on this side. So I'm going to go and tighten his legs up. So to do this, I'll show you guys how to do it step by step, how to tighten up legs when they're loose like that. I'm first going to remove his armor. Being I hand painted this armor, I don't want the paint to get ruined by the hot water. So I'll pull that off first, and I'm going to go ahead and dunk him in this vat. Oops, there goes the microphone. Not the microphone. Anyway, so I'm going to drop him in the vat of hot water so we can tighten his legs up. Burp, and this takes quite a while for him sitting in this nice little sauna. And you want to have it so it's higher than the thighs, but you don't want it higher than the belt of the crotch. Otherwise, you may end up causing problems with the torso. So that's about the height you want it. Now, just for kicks, people always ask you what temperature our water is. I have my thermal camera. Let's see if it's charged. Hopefully it's charged. I haven't used it for a little while. Hey, He Dude. Thanks for joining me. It's funny, when I was in high school, I actually made a cartoon character, and I called him He Dude. And drew like a comic book cover. That's funny. All right. Hey, cool, it is charged. All right, let's go ahead and go to my thermal imaging, because you know it's going to take a long time for this thing to work anyway. Where did I stick the thermal imaging app? There it is. Dun-dun-dun. Oh, it's not on anymore. Oh, yeah, it is. It's blinking green. There we go. And let's just see how hot this water is. Urgh. So you can kind of see, let's pinpoint a spot. Nope, that's not it. Erp. That's not it. Why is my stuff all backwards? Ah, I have the camera upside down. There we go. Let's go ahead and close the app and reopen it because it seems to be not... Okay. I got this now. Load, load, load. Now I can't see your guys' comments because I have a heat thermal. There we go. Let's go ahead and turn on the measurement. And you will choose middle, high, and low. There we go. So now it will show... Actually, I want one of these dots. There we go. So now in the middle of the screen, I can aim that little middle one, and it tells me the temperature at the top, and it says it's 150 degrees about. And the high spot is at the bottom, where it's 203 degrees. So you can kind of see the temperature of the water. Dun dun dun. Anyway, let me go and turn this off. I love playing with the thermal camera. It's so much fun. All right. So let me look at your guys' comments again. Let me get back into my app. Wow, you guys have commented a lot. Hey, Lewis, thanks for joining us. Cosmic Enforcer, thanks for being us. Here, just use a thermometer, bro. Hey, it's for horses. Hi, Mike, thanks for being here. Wow. He just said he bought the Origin Sorceress. Nice. Now, of course, I do have my Sorceress over there with her light on. If you guys saw the relaxing video yesterday, there she is. Anyway, so let's see if his legs are hot enough to pull them off. All right. Woo, they're like jelly now. I'm going to stick the other lid on here. So I'm using this one to catch the water. Now we're just going to pull his legs off. There we go. There we go. All right. Now we're going to let this cool down a little bit before I add the rubber bands to it. But if you want to know what kind of rubber bands I'm going to use on here, if you go to he-bro.com, he-bro.com, you can see halfway down the page the O-rings I use. I have them all listed, and these are called the leg fix O-rings, so, or leg tightening or something like that. And that's the ones I use. And I use these pliers right here. Oh, they are not ready to be used. Hold on. The old channel locks. Oh, they're going the wrong direction. Let's switch these over. There we go. I want them to go apart so I can stretch my O-ring to fit over the leg joint. I got my Dremel tool here in case I decide to Dremel out that hood. And let me get my O-rings. There they are right here. And again, if you want to find this, go to he-bro.com and scroll halfway down the page and you'll see the O-rings that I use for the leg fix. All right, let's see if this has cooled down much. You don't want to put it on while it's hot, otherwise you're just stretching it out more and you're just going to make the problem worse. But it has cooled quite significantly, so to stretch these out, just like a balloon, when you first stretch it before you blow it up, you want to take and put it on here and keep rotating it around and just keep stretching it a little bit at a time. Is my light dead? That's what I get for not charging it before I do a video. Let's try this light here. This one's charged a little bit. Okay. So you just keep stretching this around, rotate it a little bit, stretch it, rotate, stretch it, rotate, stretch it. Don't stretch it the full length the first time you stretch it. Otherwise, you just snap it off and it will fling off on one side of this. And after you get this stretched out a bunch, you are now going to take the knob of the leg right here. You're going to stretch it over it and just slide it over the leg portion. Okay. Usually it's a little quicker, but I'm trying to watch through the camera. There we go. Then once you get it up and over that leg piece, you just take and roll it all the rest of the way up the leg. Now it's kind of hard to get it past this part right here. You just kind of take and shove it up there. Kind of rotate the leg around to get it up over there. And then once you get up over there, it pops into place, and you can see how it's sitting right inside that leg pit, and that's where you want it. Now it's nice and tight, how I want it. All right, let's do the other side. So let's go ahead and stretch this the same way. And again, if you stretch it too much at first, you'll end up snapping the band. So you just want to stretch it ahead of time. You eventually want it so you can squeeze the pliers all the way closed. I'm almost there. I can feel it's getting looser and looser. There we go. Now I can close the pliers all the way. And you just feel that tension point that if you do it too soon, it's just going to snap on you. All right. Then just like before, you stretch it over the knob. Stretch it over the back. And then stretch it over the front. Oh, I had it. I had it, man. Okay, let's try this again. Front, back. Okay, over the back, over the front. And now hold it. There we go. And now you just take and roll it up over the leg. Ta-da! And you can see it right in there. Okay, now it's time to reattach the legs. So let's toss these back in the hot water. See, if I was planning ahead, I would have thrown them in the hot water while I was putting the band on. But I wasn't. I like to bend the feet forward and just hang them on there. Now let's just let them sit in there for a little bit. All right, let's take your guys' comments. How do I take apart classics? Hot water, 205 degrees. All right. Yeah, Lewis, my first Dremel was not wireless that I had for years. And then I loaned it to my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, and she was sanding a Batgirl helmet, and she must have pushed too hard on the shaft, and it ended up bending the shaft on my other one. So when I got it back, it was going whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm like, man, oh. But because I love her, I didn't say nothing to her or complain about it. I just went and got a new Dremel. And kind of find out this wireless one was not much more than the one that was plugged in the wall. Now, it is more gutless. Doesn't have as much power. But when I realized that I'm sanding plastic, I don't need a lot of power. In fact, I actually like that it's more gutless for that reason. And it's cool, too, because the battery does just swap out. So I can just charge the battery separately and then just stick it back in there. So handy dandy. And it uses all my same Dremel stuff I have. In fact, I actually swapped the head and put my old head on here for my old Dremel tool. And then I went and bought a 90-degree bent piece for my Dremel tool, my one that plugs in. And because it's a new shaft, that 90-degree now doesn't wobble. And so it's like, oh, I guess I could have done that to begin with instead of buying a whole new Dremel tool. But anyway, it worked. All right, let's pull these out. And the way you put these on is the bulge goes on the inside of the leg. You just pop them back in there. Again, the bulge on the inside. And you just pop them back in there. There we go. Now his legs are much stiffer for going back and forth, which is what I was going for. So, hooray. All right, onto his head. Let's let him sit and cool for a minute. Put the lid back on here in case I have to use it again. Let's look at your guys' comments. Hey Todd, can you watch my stream tonight? I'm not sure he do. Depends what time it is. Find me on Facebook and send me the info, and maybe we'll check it out. All right. So let's figure out what head. So hopefully you guys have posted some comments. I'll take a look and see. Should we go with this head and this like I had before and Dremel it out? Or should I go with the blue Keldor head? Or should I go with the Roland's head? So let's take a look at your guys' comments. I'm not going to use the hood at all. I only have one left. I don't want to just spend it and use it on this one. Another option would be to use one of these heads and fix the tooth and then paint the hood black. So I was thinking about doing that too. Fix old toothless and then paint the head, the skull, not the skull, the hood black on this one. So that is another option. Because I got way too many of these heads. So, and I've fixed lots of teeth on these. The reason it's cool to fix these teeth is because the eyebrows look different on these heads than the normal ones. See, his eyebrows are going down. And so when you fix the teeth, it gives you another expression of Skeletor. The expressions of Skeletor. All right, Steel Cookie saying Rollins. He Dude saying Rollins. Let's see. Black Poison, or I'm sorry, Black Phoenix 77 is saying Keldor. It's funny. Black Poison is actually my second oldest son's handle. So I helped him come up with it when he was a kid. I use it with wood and other stuff. Don't know if the battery one would be strong enough. Yeah, if you're using it with wood and other things like that, you probably don't want to get the battery one. I mean, it does ramp up, so you can get it so it's faster, but it is a little more gutless than my powered one I used to have that was plugged into the wall. But for the stuff I do, plastic, it works really good. All right, let's take a look at some of you guys' comment. Keldor. All right, anybody else want to chime in? Mike Fee says Keldor. Steel Cookie says Rollins. Well, you guys are going to make my job easy. Because when I use the Keldor head or the Rollins head, they're both pretty easy fixes. I don't have to sand this thing out. So let's go ahead and toss Keldor in the hot water and heat him up. Burp. And while we're doing that, let's fix this guy. So one problem I have with him is his head is a little loose. As you can see. Burp, burp, burp. I drilled out the inside so it would fit deeper into his head. Not realizing when I did that, I also made it so it fits just a little looser than I want. Now, if I jam it on there, because the O-rings, it will stay on a little bit, but not as well as I want it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a heat shrink tube to this, just so that it will stay better on that head and not keep flopping off so easy. So let me show you guys how I'm going to do this. I have my handy dandy bag of heat shrink tubing. And this one looks like it might fit. Let's take a look and see. Ooh, it does. Look at that. That's a nice fit. That will work just perfect. So let's stick that on there. And now let's get my heat gun ready. Dun dun dun. The heat gun of power, power, power. Woo! Good thing it wasn't hot yet. All right, let me make sure the cords are all untangled. I don't want to get this heat gun tangled up when it comes time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unplug my hot water for now. Should stay warm for a while. I don't want to keep them both running at the same time and potentially blow a fuse. And now, let me get some scissors so I'm ready to cut this once it heats up. You know what? I might cut it first. I want it a little extra long so it will wrap around the top of it. And so that'll work pretty good. Let's take his staff out of his hand so you don't accidentally melt that. Now normally I would use the heat gun in my hand, but since you're watching the video, I'll do it this way, just so I have more control. Just jam it on there. Jam on it. All right. There we go. Let me go ahead and set this heat gun somewhere back further here so I don't burn myself. And let's unplug it and plug back in our hot water. Let's go ahead and fish Keldor's head out of there because it's going to go on this red body. It's funny, I showed my wife the black and red Keldor, or black and red apprentice Skeletor, and she was like, you know, I'm not a fan of black and red too much, but it looks cool on that figure. So it's kind of funny. I didn't put his armor on yet. We'll do that in a minute. Let's just see how that head looks on him so far. That looks pretty good. And I'll keep the Roland's head in the same box as him so I can swap it out easily, so I can choose between the two. And let's go ahead and put his armor back on. Armor on. Huh. There we go. Dun-da-da. Now, I know it makes sense to have him Keldor. I'm just not quite sure. This is like an auction. Todd, did you order the Super 7 Mumra that is coming out? I think I have the Mumra right behind me in a box ready to open for tonight to show you guys. So we'll see. I got a box from Super 7. I'm not sure what's in it. Hopefully it is the new Mumra. So we'll see. All right, just for kicks though, I still kind of want to make this Skeletor head. I'm just really debating if I should sand out this. It's the only red one I got, so I'm kind of a little nervous about just sanding it. But you know what? I think I'm going to go for it. Let me grab my tray so I don't have a... What is it that's cool a little bit longer? It's starting to get pretty hard, so and then we'll stick the head back on that one. All right, here is the tray. And I'm going to drop this in the hot water to reshape it back to normal because I've obviously stretched it out a whole lot. You can see the difference. So here's one that has not been stretched out yet to fit the head, and here's one that has been. And you can just see that the shape is totally different. And as cool as this is, it's just too much. Just looks too much like a Cobra instead of a Horde head. That's why I want to alter it. Todd, do you have extra origin weapons and parts you don't need? I have a bunch right now, and I'm not ready to get rid of them because I'm planning on doing some more customs and stuff. But eventually, I will be doing a massive origin sale of figures and parts and stuff that I don't plan on keeping. All right, so let's go ahead and get out our Dremel tools that we're going to use for this. This is one of my new favorite bits. It's nice and rounded, and it allows for getting the parts round on the inside. Because before I used to always try to use something like this, which works great for rounding like a staff or something else, but doesn't work great for rounding inside of a hood. So let's see. Of course, I have my small little ones. These are my favorites. That one's got too much metal in it, though. We will use this one here instead. Looks pretty worn too. We'll see how it works. And let's go ahead and pull that out of the hot water and see if it's ready to sand. There we go. All right, you can see now it's been reshaped the way it's supposed to be, where it's nice and tall instead of short and fat. See, now it matches closer to the original. So it's going to take a lot of effort to make this head fit inside there without stretching it. So I'm going to start with this rougher sanding disc first, and we'll just kind of rip through it pretty quick. Especially when it's hot the way it is right now, it should go pretty quick. And let's go ahead and get this going. Whew, got a lot of burned rubber inside there. Burning rubber. That already fits a little better. Gonna need some more rubber burning though. All right, see how it fits now. Closer. It's not quite getting stretched out as much as when I put it on, so that's a good sign. Whew. All right. So we got some weird anomalies because of the spikes on his head. So you can see right here when I go to stuff it in there, right here, it's causing some issues where those stick in on the sides. So I'm going to have to take and sand those out especially. And it looks like it's right at that junction there where that line is. And a little bit lower on the other side. So let's go ahead and make some special accommodations for those. Oh. That's looking pretty good. Ooh. Let's get out the round ball. Sorry, I can't look at your guys' comments right now. That's just not cutting fast enough. I'm switching back to this. Woo! That's not good. Smoking rubber. Oh, that's way better. Look at that. All right, so now the problem we have is this bump right here in the back of his head needs to fit in deeper on here. So let's go ahead and swap this out and make room for that bump. Ugh. I don't want to alter Skeletor's head at all, because I might reuse that head someday for something else. And to me, the head's worth more than this hood is, so... the hood gets altered, the head gets left alone. Ugh. Let's see, there we go. Now I'm just rounding it all out and getting rid of all the marks I made from and all the looseness. Yeah, all right. That looks way better. Way better. I am going to sand this side more, though, because it's a little bit uneven. So let's go ahead and pull out the larger one again and get the other side even. And then we will call it good. Oh, I gotta smooth it up a little bit too. Whoop. All right, hot dog. Boop. Nice. Now it's no longer a super tight fit, and that works a whole lot better. I think I might not mind that too much. Let me go and drop his head in the vat. Actually, I'll drop this in two to clean off some of the blackness. Let me get out a paper towel. And while we're doing that, let's put this guy's head back on. And then I'll check out your guys' comments. Ooh, there we go. Now it's nice and tight like it should be. Dun da da. So he's back to completeness. Let's pull off Kildor's head temporarily. I'll stick in Roland's head again so you guys can see what it looks like. Where did I stick it? There it is. Actually, that one does look the best. Oops. Oop. I got black everywhere. Look at all that. Urgh. Wow, you guys are typing a ton. James, thanks for joining us. Gladiator Brig, thanks for being here. Let's see. Imperial, thanks for joining us. Let's see, who else? LFE Custom, thanks for joining me. Gnomesky, hey, welcome back. Yep, I'll check it out. I didn't bring my iPad in with me so I could pull it up right now and show everybody the Conan figure. Ugh. All right, there you go, Seth. You've been removed. Let's check out the Skeletor head. I'll probably keep all three heads in the box with them and switch them between the three of them. Herp. Oh, I'll try paper towel. Paper towel. Just wanted to get any other black residue out of here first before I stick the head on there. All right. Okay, that I can live with. That does not look as crazy weird as it did before when it was all stretched out. That actually does not look too bad. I know, you guys give me your opinion. You like that better instead of having all whoop, stretched and weird? It just bugged me because in the corner right here was really stretched out weird. I think that actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Weird Fantastic Toys. I appreciate you saying to give me a thumbs up on it. All right, so there we go. Those are my two apprentice. Yeah, blue's not going to match. I was going to throw his blue head on there and see how it looked, but that blue doesn't match. Now this is from the Filmation Mattel version, these boots and this armor. That's why I don't want to alter them, because I've altered that figure. I want to be able to grab this armor and boots off this figure if I choose to put them back to original configuration. So I kind of like that. That's not too bad. All right, I guess time to put them away. Hey, thanks, Black Phoenix 77. Yeah, I'm surprised it fit as well as it did. I was kind of debating whether to stick with this root or not, because before it just looked kind of dumb the way it was stuffed in there. And it's all stretched out of shape. I probably could take some more off the back. I'm not sure. Maybe sticking out that far works pretty good, because then you can look from side to side easily too. And I like how it has the black and the red to match the black and the red everywhere else too. All right, who knows? I might even sell this figure. Keep an eye out on my YouTube, not YouTube, eBay. I might even have them on there someday. This one I'm not selling, sorry, because like I said, it has the old Filmation, the Lou Schreimer special edition one. So that one's not ever going to be sold, but this one might be going up on the auction block sooner than later. Oh, I almost stuck my cutting tools in the wrong tub. There they are. All right, so this concludes this video. I should have a couple more videos tonight, which will be fun. So the videos will probably be on the figures that I got recently, and hopefully it's Thundercats in the box. If it's Silverhawks, that's cool too. And we'll see what they all are, and we'll compare them to the other silver or the other Thundercats we got. Let's see, is it possible to put a WWE figure on a Marvel, Legends, or any other Hasbro action figure? Yes, it may take some dremeling, it may take some heat shrink tubes, depending on the size of the actual ball joint. They are always different, but you can always find a way to make it work. I've found all kinds of ways. Like this today, we saw this head was too loose, so I added the heat shrink tubing on there just to give it a little more thickness to it, and then it fits on there just nice and tight. So, yep, there are many ways to make it work. And basically this head didn't sit low enough. That's why I had to Dremel it out last time. So cool. Yeah, actually I do like that. The black and red just looks kind of cool. It's kind of like a stealth Horde apprentice Skeletor. All right, thanks for joining me. And like and subscribe, tell your friends, give it a thumbs up. What the heck? Just like Weird Fantastic Toy was saying, if you're enjoying this. And I will see you guys for at least 2 more videos tonight. Maybe more, maybe not. I have the whole day devoted just to doing YouTube stuff, so we'll see. Later, Jinx Caliber. Bye now.